Cetulakunamarjanam Bhavamahadavagninirvakanam Shriya Kairava Chandrakavitaranam Vidyavadurivanam Anandam Gurivardhanam Pratipadam Puranamritasvaram Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam.
Okay, we're very privileged to be joined by Gurushakti Prabhu, who's the top example of book distribution in the UK. Throughout the year, she does very serious sadhana, works full time, and then also saves up all her time off to just go out on book distribution. So she's the top lady for many, many years in the marathon, and also, one of my you were probably top on my list to try and get a podcast this year, and you've managed to do it. So if you could share just some inspiration about the marathon, or I was also interested what makes you tick, what keeps you going, what makes you so dedicated all year round.
Well, firstly, thank you, Gopara Prabhu, for inviting me to this podcast. In fact, I should be interviewing you. You are our top legendary book distributor that's won so many marathons, I think more marathons than anybody in the UK. So you've always been our inspiration, and I've pestered you for many years to teach me how to distribute books. So you still have to do that for me. But yeah, thank you. So I feel this is my 13th marathon since I came to the manor from Coventry. And I'm actually in Coventry today. We've just hit the streets. And I really feel that the book marathon, honestly, is the one time in the month that you have the most intimate relationship with Srila Prabhupada, the most intimate rendezvous with Srila Prabhupada, the most intimate dialogue you have with Srila Prabhupada. The whole month you're on the streets and he's there by your side. And you can really, really feel his presence more than any other time in the year. And it's so wonderful just to be standing on the streets, stopping people, thinking of Srila Prabhupada, praying to Srila Prabhupada, chanting the Maha Mantra, smiling, showing and showcasing his beautiful books, the Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting Be Happy, High Taste. And it's so wonderful to see people stopping and reciprocating with Srila Prabhupada. So really, we're just here to come and showcase Srila Prabhupada and be with Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada does such amazing, magical things on the streets that you can't even actually put into words. And you're left speechless yourself. It's something that everyone should experience and come out. And I think everyone that's been on the streets has even just touched the pavement, as Visheshka Prabhu has said, feels that magic in their hearts. So I feel really, really blessed that Srila Prabhupada allows me to come out every year, and I hope he continues to shower his mercy on me.
You say this is your 13th marathon?
Yes, I came to London, to the manor in 2013. And somehow or another, since then, every year, Srila Prabhupada's made a wonderful arrangement for me to have December off and come out on the streets and travel the UK.
What would you say is the biggest change from now to 13 years ago? Is there any difference in your thoughts or feelings while on book distribution, or?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you first come out on the streets, we're so nervous. And I mean, I think that nervousness is always still there, which is really nice. But I think, we're here showing the Bhagavad Gita to everybody and asking everyone to take it. But of course, it's the most transcendental way to try to live the Gita as well. And, Srila Prabhupada wanted us to be bold. He wanted us to be courageous. And for us to have unshakable character so that we can live the world and stay steadfast in our bhakti and our sadhana. And life itself throws so many challenges, so many obstacles, so many struggles. But isn't the book marathon the most beautiful way to deal with those challenges and those struggles? It's the most transcendental way to try and put the Bhagavad Gita into practice. So, people perceive no as a rejection. And I always used to think if someone says no, they're rejecting me, and it was like a stab in the heart. But now I don't see any no as a rejection at all, because it never is a rejection. I think how many times have we come out on the streets and we wanted to buy something, but we can't afford it, or we know that it's not something we need, it's not a necessity, or it's just not the right time. So in the same way, we're here on the streets just to show Srila Prabhupada, just a glance, a glimmer of a glance at Srila Prabhupada's books. It's their starting of their first journey with Srila Prabhupada. So they're not rejecting anything. And then sometime later, when the time is right, when they can afford it, when they're in a better mood, then they will come and take the book. And of course, many times we walk past shops and we can't afford so many things. They're so expensive. And the same way, the Bhagavad Gita is so expensive, right? Not many people can afford the Bhagavad Gita. So Srila Prabhupada is just giving them a little taste. And then when they have all the spiritual credits and they have the desire, then Srila Prabhupada will make it happen. And that's when the Bhagavad Gita will fall in their hands. So yeah, I feel that now I'm so peaceful on the street. So even though I'm not just reading nearly half as many books as I did, I feel so peaceful, I feel so happy, and I feel internally, I think I have grown. I've got obviously a long way to go, many lifetimes to go, to get to where I need to be. But of course, I feel that I don't take anything as a rejection. I just feel blessed. And I remember I came across earlier this year this social media phenomena, and it's called the luckiest girl in the world syndrome. So it's to empower women. So whenever women are going through a difficult time in their life, no matter what happens in the day, the first thing in the morning you wake up and you say, I'm the luckiest girl in the world. And whether you lose your job or everything goes terribly wrong for you, whatever happens, you keep saying, I'm the luckiest girl in the world. So I think that's an interesting concept. And then this year, when I came on the streets, I remembered that lucky girl syndrome. And I thought, you know what? I don't even have to pretend to be the luckiest girl. I am the luckiest girl in the world. But Srila Prabhupada is so kind. I don't know why he showered his mercy on me, but for some reason he's allowing me to stand on the streets and distribute his books. And so as I see all the women and all the people walking around, no matter they may seemingly look happy and where they're struggling, but actually this is the best happiness ever. And I genuinely feel like the happiest girl in the world. So I would say if you want to be the happiest girl in the world, you want to be the happiest boy in the world, we all need to have book distribution syndrome. We need to come out on the streets and we will actually be, the luckiest girl and luckiest boy in the world.
That's really nice. I got to try that. I got to wake up every morning and I'm the luckiest girl in the world.
You're the luckiest boy in the world.
Can I just quickly say, I absolutely love the fact that this podcast is on the street. You can see the street behind you. And maybe just to finish off, I know I don't want to take too much of your time. What I've also I think a lot of the devotees actually, those of us who see them, really enjoy your Sankirtan stories that you share. Is there any particular one that stands out this marathon so far?
I think it was the last one that I sent, Steve, my good friend Steve. So Steve would always stand opposite me, manning the carousel. And he's had such a difficult life, and he'd always come and share his difficulties with me. But every time I tried to give him a Bhagavad Gita, he was so resolute. So he was like, it was just an absolute resounding no. He did not want the Bhagavad Gita. And I used to say to him, this is going to bring you so much luck, so much auspiciousness. And he just would never take it. So every year when I did meet him, I'd always still try. And then of course, was it 9 years later, I just bumped into him and I was thinking of him, wondering if he was okay. And the first thing I said was, this is the Bhagavad Gita, almost like it's the first time I'm asking him. And to my surprise, he just accepted it, graciously accepted it. And then I said, are you going to throw some coins in? And he said, of course I am. And then he put coins in he gave me, I think about £6 or £7. He gave me all his change. And then I said, I'm so happy that you've taken this book. And he said, thank you. And he held it to his heart. And he said, I remember what you always used to say to me, that I know I can't read and write, but just keep it in my home and keep it next to a chair. He said, but I'm going to keep it next to my bed and I'm going to hold it close to my heart every morning and every evening. And then he even offered to help me distribute books because he's now retired. And then he was telling me, you're not speaking loud enough. You need to speak louder so people can hear you. And I thought so sweet that for 9 years it was a categorical no. It was like there was no. I wouldn't even go further and say please. I wouldn't, because I knew that he just didn't want the book. And all of a sudden, that change of heart with Srila Prabhupada. So that just showed me that actually sometimes we could become so dismayed that someone's not taking a book. We're trying so hard to convince them, but actually it's Krishna and Srila Prabhupada ultimately that are going to give their mercy. And in the same way, the super soul is within our hearts. So Krishna knows what books are going to come out of our hands and who's going to take them. So we mustn't ever be saddened that someone else is just reading more books or we can't. You know, our role is simply just to come out and show everybody Srila Prabhupada's books.
Right. Well, Gurushakti, you're the best.
No, and thank you. Can I just tell you one last story about Coventry? I'm going to move towards my stall. I've come away because you said the fountain noise was too loud. But actually, in the 70s, my grandfather told my uncle, Haridas, probably from Coventry, that, the Hare Krishnas are in Coventry. Why don't you go to see them? And we're Hindu Punjabis, and Hindu Punjabis aren't so spiritual. But my grandfather actually was always a Krishna Bhakt. And so my uncle was spiritual, but he hadn't really taken his path seriously. And he said, okay, I'll go and visit them. So he came I'm going to go to the exact spot. So he came here and he saw the Hare Krishnas, and Kripamoy Prabhu was one of them. And one of the devotees handed my uncle a Gita. And then he read the introduction. And after reading the introduction, he became vegetarian. And we lived in an extended family, and then my father, his brother, became a Hare Krishna, and so did the rest of my extended family. And then we were born, and then my uncle actually named me Geeta. And so now when I come to Coventry, I come on the last week of each marathon, and I stand literally on the same spot that my uncle was stopped by the Hare Krishnas, or that when he went to meet the Hare Krishnas. And I think, wow, like Srila Prabhupada was so kind. I don't know whether it was destiny that I was supposed to be distributing the Bhagavad Gita, but you know, it all started here for our family, and I feel so thankful to Srila Prabhupada that, you know, he's given me this service, and also my uncle named me Gita. And so I think I don't know whether I was destined to do book distribution, but I hope for the rest of my life and eternally, this is my service. And this is my spot here. I don't know whether you can see.
Yeah.
And there's my uncle and my friend having a chat, manning the book table while I'm doing this podcast. Sorry.
Wow.
So yes, I feel really, really blessed, and this is the magic of book distribution. This really is. So I feel this service is so close to me. And thank you, Gopal Rai Prabhu, for always inspiring us, for being so kind. You're someone that we really look up to. And you definitely now, after this podcast, as I've agreed, you have to take us out on books. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that spot in Coventry.
Isn't it? Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time and for this opportunity.
No, thank you so much.
Send me your blessings that I'm able to complete the marathon. There's only 5 days left, including today. So I hope everyone can come out, get the mercy, and have our intimate relationship with Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, great. Have a big day, Gurushakti.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti